It's Wednesday, December 3rd.
It is a situation where physicians are being asked to pay to train medical students. They're being asked to forfeit their own income.
A Kingston doctor takes her fight to court after being asked to repay the province hundreds of thousands of dollars for improper billing.
The city of Ottawa is one step closer to allowing three-story homes to be built in all neighborhoods across the city.
Go Sens go. The Ottawa Senators dominate the Habs in Montreal. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, come on in. I'm Rosie Edna.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we're feeling nice and festive. We got our Christmas
Yes.
trees officially set up in the studio. Thanks to our
Beautiful.
friends for
Great.
getting those ready. $100. $100 gift card to the dollar store, and they were able to create 4 trees over the last week or
Beautiful.
so. And look at it's amazing what you can do with
They
that.
did a great job, so creative. Thanks to all of them coming in and, you know, expressing themselves. And now we get to benefit from it. I do love this.
As do I.
So great. We'll see if we're going to get some festive weather coming up after the newscast, but we'll start with that. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars for improper billing has taken her fight to court. The government says Dr. Elaine Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she enlisted the help of unpaid Queen's medical students and volunteers, and the COVID-19 vaccines weren't administered in her office. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision, requiring her to pay back $600,000.
If the stance that OHIP has, which is that the physician can no longer bill for the services that are administered or done or performed by medical students, then essentially it is a situation where physicians are being asked to pay to train medical students. They're being asked to forfeit their own income.
The Ontario Medical Association says Ma's innovative response saved lives and that she should be applauded, not punished. A decision on this is not likely to come until early next year.
Housing affordability remains a hot topic in the nation's capital, and the city is looking to increase Ottawa's housing supply. 3-story multi-unit homes could be built in all Ottawa neighborhoods through a new zoning bylaw. The final draft of the new zoning bylaw is out, and it opens the door for the construction of 4- or 6-unit buildings in neighborhoods right across the city. For many young people in the capital, the prospect of buying a home already feels out of reach, which is why some see this move as a step in the right direction.
I think that's good for like a lot of people because most people can only afford an apartment right now.
Anything that's going to let people live here for longer, because I think a lot of people really do love this city and do want to stay, but it's just impossible.
This is not a done deal just yet. City officials will meet in 2 weeks to go over the map, and council will vote on the changes next month. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Adisoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. The new $334 million library is a joint project between the city and Library and Archives Canada. Construction started in 2021, and it was initially expected to open in late 2024. A new opening date has not been confirmed.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site just in time for its 200th birthday, but some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie, and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. After fire destroyed Vittoria Trattoria on William Street in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status, but the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Byward Market in 2027.
Ottawa police are looking to identify 4 suspects in connection with a break-in and credit card fraud that happened over the summer. Police say 3 men and 1 woman may have been involved in a break-in sometime between August 25th and 26th and later used stolen credit and debit cards to make purchases downtown. Anyone with information is asked to contact Ottawa police.
Parents are being warned about the dangers of giving children lottery tickets, even just as stocking stuffers. The OLG says it's easy to think of tickets as a gift, but states they are designed for adults. Experts say it's important to make sure people who receive lottery items are gifts for those gifts are at least 18 years old. And in sports, the Ottawa Senators dominated Montreal last night. Oh, what a great win. The Sens defeated the Montreal Canadiens 5-2 in a heavy-hitting game. Captain Brady Tkachuk got his first goal of the season after missing more than a month due to an injury. The Sens jump into second place in the Atlantic, and the Canadiens now drop outside the playoffs. The Senators will host the New York Rangers on Thursday.
Ottawa trivia lovers stayed toasty at Nan's Parlor on Clarence Street while being quizzed on everything about the season.
Okay, it's question number 3. Question number 3. In the 12 days of Christmas, how many total gifts are given?
Looks awesome in there. It was a packed house as people were put to the test, hoping their Christmas knowledge would win them a prize. Organizers are inviting you to come out to the next one and say you don't have to be a brainiac to participate.
It happens every first Tuesday of the month, and while it's free to participate, the venue fills up fast, as you can see there, so you are encouraged to reserve a spot through the NAN's website. Oh, I love it. Melissa, you had a great time when you visited Nan's. They were making a cocktail and the Christmas explosion inside.
Absolutely. Right before their grand open, they kind of gave us a sneak peek into the indoor, and literally like wall to wall, ceiling to floor of just Christmas decor. It's wild.
Sounds like my spot.
Yes, yes. It's a beautiful spot indeed.
I would never want to leave though. That's the problem with those. And I did visit Tinseltown over the weekend too.
Oh,
it's like you go into these spots and it's just like, how do I make that but in my home?
Right.
And then I found out that's how you do it.
That's right.
That's how you do it.
Well, it is a cold start to your morning. My goodness, with the wind chill this morning feeling closer to minus 17 outside in Ottawa. So we are sitting at minus 11. It does feel closer to minus 17. Very, very cold start to your day. Minus 8 in the valley, minus 10 out in Montreal, minus 8 as well in Kingston. We are seeing cloudy conditions to start your morning off, and we will see cloud coverage throughout most of the day today. So not a lot of sunshine on the way for us, and we are expecting some flurries. So later on this afternoon, unlike yesterday, it'll start off sunny this morning. Then around 2 o'clock is when we could start to see some light scattered flurries in the forecast, which will continue overnight and right through into your early morning hours tomorrow as well. So some light flurries on the way for us today, and it is quite a snowy week and a cold week as well. Today will be the warmest day, so it won't be too bad into the afternoon. Still need all the winter gear though today, your winter coat, of course, your boots, your mitts, your scarf, your hat, and that's because of the cold mornings. Temperatures this afternoon reaching a daytime high of 1 degree, so a very mild day in the forecast and slightly above seasonal. Very warm across the region, pardon me, 2 in Kingston, Trenton, 1 along the Seaway, 0 out in Petawawa, and I'm losing my voice today. Oh no, 0 over at Gatineau as well. 'Tis the season of illnesses. Minus 12 for tomorrow, so a very cold day tomorrow. It's going to feel, your daytime highs tomorrow going to feel like your morning this morning. That's how cold it is. Overnight dropping to minus 20, so chilly conditions for Thursday. Friday, still below seasonal, not quite as cold. Minus 5 is the daytime high, and you can see flurries right through until Sunday. We're expecting some light snow into the weekend. We could see about 3 centimeters. 0 for Saturday, not too bad, but cold on Sunday, minus 8. The next week, the cold conditions continue. Temperatures way below seasonal. On your roads, no major collisions to report so far this morning. It is a smooth drive across the city.
Now let's take a look at your TSN's must-see moment.
Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday, and for it, we head to Florida. Maple Leafs Panthers Austin Matthews finds Nicholas Waugh, who is robbed by the blocker of Sergei Bobrovsky. What a save, getting across to keep that puck out of the net. A fantastic save, the best of the day. That is your must-see moment. And tonight on TSN, we've got a PWHL doubleheader. First up, the Golden Knights face the Fleet, then the Sirens will square off with the Torrent. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we get more time with your outdoor Christmas lights.
Number one rule is to make sure that you unplug things before you attempt to fix them.
Now, isn't that a great tip already? We're going to get some more tips on how to keep your bulbs burning longer and avoid having to make those costly replacements. We're going to take a peek outside, though, through our Centennial Glass Skycam. As Melissa mentioned, it is cold out there, so if you haven't stepped outside yet, just make sure you are bundled up appropriately. We got a fun show prepared for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
'Tis the season to lend a helping hand, Ottawa.
Join us for the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive on Friday, December 12th. We're teaming up with the Ottawa Food Bank to help our neighbors this holiday season.
Drop off your non-perishable food items at 87 George Street or make a monetary donation, allowing the Ottawa Food Bank to buy what's needed most when it's needed.
CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive, December 12th, proudly sponsored by Doyle Saluski.
Frontline Credit Union and the Ottawa firefighters are so proud to support the Toy Mountain this year.
New unwrapped toys can be dropped off at any Ottawa Fire Services station or Frontline Credit Union locations.
Frontline Credit Union, Ottawa firefighters, and Toy Mountain, helping families this holiday season.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. A Kingston doctor is taking the province to court over pandemic vaccine payments. She's been ordered to repay over $600,000. The new Central Library will not be opening next year. Construction delays have pushed the opening into at least 2027. And the Byward Market is 198 years old, and the city wants to name it a National Historic Site before its 200th birthday. Your full newscast in 15 minutes, but first, a check on the forecast.
Ooh, temperatures feeling cold this morning. -7, feeling like -14, -15 when you factor in that wind chill. The good news, we are getting close to that freezing mark today, maybe just below, just above, or bang on, right at 0 with a chance for some flurries continuing on. Temperatures, though, are going to get colder throughout the week, so prepare yourself to bundle up. And taking a look at your roads at this hour, nothing major to report. Everything's moving quite smoothly into our day. As things start to change a little bit throughout the morning, we'll be sure to let you know. Well, many are decking the halls this time of year, putting up some Christmas lights outside their homes. But winter weather can certainly be harsh and get expensive when those lights don't last. Here's CTV's Pat Foran with some tips on how to keep those bulbs twinkling a little bit longer.
Some homes are already decked out for the holidays, and some homeowners spare no expense to have their properties look great for the festive season. It never seems to fail. Every year when I do my Christmas and holiday lights, there always seems to be at least 1 or 2 strings that don't work, and it's hard to know when should you fix them and when should you throw them out.
Number one rule is to make sure that you unplug things before you attempt to fix them.
Kyle Tobin of Christmas Lights Toronto says his company has been decorating homes for the past 35 years. He says, unfortunately, many holiday lights are not built to last.
The problem is that consumer lights, retail version lights, are not designed to withstand more than 1 or 2 seasons, whereas commercial grade lights are meant to be replaceable. Parts can be retrofitted so that they can be maintained to last many years.
Tobin says wet, freezing temperatures are also hard on outdoor lights.
Brittle wire, water, and corrosion. Those are the biggest culprits of things that make a light strand disposable.
If you have a strand that won't light, there are 2 fuses behind a small door on the plug. Replacing them with fuses that came with your original set or that you purchased separately could fix the problem.
If this doesn't fix it, there's a good chance you need to throw out your lights. Plug her in, and if it works, then you've probably solved the problem.
Also check bulbs for corrosion.
When this corrosion happens from moisture getting in and age, you develop something that's going to interrupt the flow of electricity.
A recap for common fixes for burnt-out string lights: replace the fuses, swap burnt-out bulbs, check bulbs and the cord for damage, and if bulbs are rust-colored and the wire is brittle and frayed, recycle the lights and get a new set. Tobin says using damaged lights is not worth the fire risk, as you want to be sure you have a safe holiday season. Pat Foran, CTV News.
They made such a good point in there where the commercial grade lights are very different than the consumer lights. And I've had the ability of working with my dad, who does some Christmas light decor growing up. It's part of their business, and understanding that a little bit. But some of those lights each and every year, another tip that I would say is plug it in before you set the whole thing up.
Oh my gosh.
Because I've done that too, and then you're toast.
Yeah, you've gone through all the trouble, taken all that time, put it up, and then plug it in, and it doesn't work. So what about you? Do you have lights on outside?
I
mean,
do,
you have lights up outside?
So I've got them, the inside is as much as possible.
Yeah.
The outside's good, but I've got a new house with some new trees, so the lights don't fit perfectly, so I've got to do some more shopping.
You got to do a little more shopping, a little bit more work. Can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah.
It's going to be so nice. All right. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Atasoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. Why don't we check in right now with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on 580 CFRA to get his thoughts. Are you surprised, Bill?
Oh, yeah. You can't imagine my shock in this situation. Of course, I'm not surprised. I mean, can we build anything on time in this city? At least the LRT is running, and it'll get you there, sort of. It'll get you close-ish to the library. I can tell you I'm not in a hurry for it to open anyway. I'm not sure that this idea of putting a library in LeBreton Flats now makes any sense. I understand when they were thinking about it that entire area would be developed. But it is so slow and rolling out at an unbelievable snail's pace. Other than the library, there's not much going on that site at all. And we're supposed to have an arena there, and we're supposed to have residential areas and all kinds of things that are just not happening. So to me, I mean, the last time I was on the site, they had broken ground probably about a year earlier. It was a construction site, but there is nothing else around it right now. People who grow up in Ottawa don't consider LeBreton Flats downtown at all. They laugh when you say, I was surprised at this, when you say downtown arena, LeBreton Flats, and they say, well, LeBreton Flats isn't downtown. I believe one day it will be, but I believe because it's Ottawa, that day may not come for 50 years or more. So now we have this big, beautiful library, almost, that will open in an area that's not convenient to walk to, that's not really part and connected to the Parliament District and the market and the rest of the downtown core. So, utterly predictable, utterly disappointing. We have a library almost on our street. I have to drive past it every day, local library. The only time I've been in there, well, twice, to take each one of my kids to get them a library card, to encourage them to read.
Yes.
Can you guess, Rosie, how many times they've been in that library since?
Just a couple times?
Yeah. My daughter did some volunteer work with younger children, reading to them for a little bit of time, because in high school you have to do volunteer work, as you know. Is it really volunteer work if you're forced to do it? Anyway, that's a different comment from another day. But otherwise, there are not that many people use libraries at a time when books are online. You can do a lot of research online. To me, it's too big, it's too complicated, it's too expensive, and right now, too inaccessible. So I personally am not losing sleep over it not opening, but I know there will be a few people disappointed. But hey, Ottawa.
Oh, boy.
What more can I say?
All right, Bill, we got to go. You have a great show. Thanks so much.
Okay, see you at the library.
And remember, you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we are talking office holiday parties and bad behavior. That is just ahead. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street, a frosty morning. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a fun one today. On today's show, we are discussing office parties, do's and some don'ts. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on what's the worst thing that you've ever seen at an office holiday party. Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And we could get into some trouble here. You know, maybe we could talk about a past company office party. Does anyone have a story they'd like to share? Because I don't know if I quite have one
juicy
here.
one. Yeah, this movie though is hilarious. Have
So
you seen it?
good.
It's all about the Christmas holiday party and everything that goes wrong. I've never seen one quite like this before.
No.
I don't really have any juicy details. I'm always one of the people that leaves kind of early.
Right.
You know, like I leave early before all the trouble starts, and then I hear the things the next day, and I'm like, oh, did that or did that not happen? But, you know, I don't really have any good juicy stories, fortunately.
I don't think I have any good stories, but I will say, like, not here at work, but at the gym I work at.
Yeah.
I used to work at too. Like, the gym crew can get pretty rowdy, and especially at times where, you know, everyone's so nice and healthy, and then a couple of times a year, everyone turns it up a little bit, and you see people in different light. And much like you, Melissa, won't be out beyond that midnight hour, but then the next morning and at the gym, you hear those stories and you still want to hear what happened, but not a part of it. What about you, Rosie?
I was part of a holiday party and somebody got very, very, very drunk.
Uh-oh.
And it was a little sad too, because they kept going on and stumbling, and then a couple of days later, you see the same person who was like just stone cold drunk, and then you're like, hi, how you doing? And yes, we talked about that person. We were like, did you see her? Was she good? She was really drunk, right? And so that's very awkward. So don't overindulge.
Yeah.
You got your one drink, nurse it. For half the night, and then maybe one more. Just know your limits.
You got to know when to reel it back in.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll be hearing from you later on the show. Maybe you've got something even spicier than what we have. We're asking, what is the worst thing that you've seen at an office holiday party? It could be worst thing, drunkest thing, non-drunkest thing. Just let us know. Send us your comments. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we'll get some expert advice from an etiquette coach about how to stay behaved at your holiday parties this year. We'll have that conversation coming up. We'll be right back.
Good morning, happy hump day. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And it is getting cold out there. I got the full winter gear on. I can't even imagine. Do you like turn your seat heaters on like early before you get in the car now?
I have them on in the summertime, so I mean, like, nothing is new for me with the seat heaters.
Right.
Like, they are on 365.
Do you have the steering wheel heater
Oh, yeah,
as well?
I do. I have all the heaters.
I had that for the first time when I rented a car. I was like, what's happening? Why is it so hot? Oh, right. Now you even have steering wheel heaters.
That's on in the summertime, too, for me.
Oh, my goodness. I will say that is quite nice. Like the steering wheel and the warmth, that is very nice.
I'm going to need it today, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All the heaters today.
We'll see if you'll need it throughout the rest of the week, which I'm pretty sure you do. But we'll start with our news headlines. And this is a story that made national headlines. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars relating to COVID-19 vaccines. And now she's taking her fight to court.
We're in a family medicine shortage, and we need to support our doctors. We need them to feel appreciated.
Dr. Elaine Moss says she organized these clinics to get as many people vaccinated. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision requiring her to pay back $600,000. The government says Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she hired unpaid Queen's Medical students as volunteers, and the vaccines weren't administered in her office. A decision on this is not likely to come until early next year.
Ottawa's housing supply could be getting a big boost by a new zoning bylaw. Plans are in place that would allow three-story homes in every neighborhood.
I'm considering moving away to, like, find somewhere to actually live full time, and I think the same is goes for a lot of the other students.
It will take the right opportunity for the right person to develop as well. It's not going to be an automatic overnight. We're going to wake up and have, 4 units on every lot.
This is just the final draft of the bylaws. City officials will be meeting later this month to discuss, and council will vote next month. Also included in the zoning changes, increasing the maximum height for a high-rise building from 27 stories to 30 stories. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Adasoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. The new $334 million library is a joint project between the city and Library and Archives Canada. Construction started in 2021, and it was initially expected to open in late 2024. A new opening date has not been confirmed.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie, and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. But after a fire destroyed Vittoria Trattoria on William Street back in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status. But the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Byward Market in 2027.
Two of Canada's richest families are set to purchase the Hudson's Bay Royal Charter at an auction today. The Thompson and Weston families will jointly offer a starting bid of $18 million for the historic document, according to the Canadian press, which is also reporting that no competing bid has emerged. The Royal Charter is a significant piece of Canadian history dating back to 1670. The families say they would donate the charter to multiple museums and archives to keep it accessible to the public. The use of artificial intelligence is coming to City Hall. The city plans to use it to screen resumes and applications, boost productivity, and track municipal assets. This vehicle is an example. It drives around snapping photos that AI can sort through and provide information that can help with future urban planning. This has been part of a pilot project. A policy around its use will come into the new year.
James Bowie, a disgraced Ottawa lawyer found guilty of criminal harassment and extortion, has had his law license revoked. The Law Society of Ontario stating on its website that Bowie can no longer practice in the province. In March, he was convicted of extortion, uttering death threats, and criminal harassment. He was later sentenced to 4 years in prison. A well-known Ottawa bakery is officially shutting down. The owners of Life of Pie taking on social media to announce the last day will be on December 28th. They did not say why they're closing the Bank Street business, but they did thank patrons for their support over the past 18 years.
It was a rough night for the Ottawa Charge in a rematch of last season's PWHL final.
Hustler again. And Zumwinkle strikes. Just like that, it's 3-0.
Yeah, the team struggled to get up on the board, and by the time they got one in the net, the Frost were already leading by 4. The final score in that game was 5-1 from Minnesota.
The Charge hit the road for their next game. The team plays Toronto on Thursday.
That's right. They got the Sens the win last time. Ottawa Charge take the loss. Next time, Charge are getting that W.
Yes.
Sens will fight for a win.
Absolutely. Well, it's a very frosty start to your day. My goodness, I don't know if you felt that wind smack you in the face when you went outside today.
It's just like that, eh? We have that big term where it's like, oh, it's not too bad outside, and then bam, it's freezing.
Yeah, it's winter. And winter seems like it's approaching us very early this year. We're definitely off to a very cold start to your morning. Not so bad this afternoon. We actually have the warmest day this week later on this afternoon. Flurries later on today, but this week has just been cold and very snowy, and it will remain that way as we head into the weekend forecast. Right now, -11, but you factor in the wind chill, feels closer to minus 17 this hour. So a very cold start to your day. Chilly in Trenton, minus 12, minus 8 in Kingston, minus 7 right now out along the Seaway. So we're dealing with cloudy skies to start things off. A little bit of sunshine early this morning. Then late this afternoon, it looks like around 2-3 p.m. That's when we could start to see some flurries in the forecast. So opposite of yesterday, we were expecting snow in the morning, sun into the afternoon. It's the opposite today. Clear skies this morning, then a few scattered flurries this afternoon. It will linger into your overnight and early into tomorrow morning as well, but then clear out throughout the rest of the day. And tomorrow, a very, very cold afternoon in the forecast for us. We're also expecting some stronger winds. So out of the southwest this morning, gusting around 20 kilometers an hour. Those wind speeds will pick up to around 40 kilometers an hour later on this afternoon into your evening hours. So stronger wind gusts into the late part of your day today. Not so bad out there this morning, but it will get a little bit windier later on this afternoon. Clear skies throughout your drive in, so pavement should be good. It's on your drive home that we are expecting those flurries, so could be a little bit slippery heading home later on tonight. Temperatures today, you'll see pretty mild across the region, a little bit above seasonal. 1 is our daytime high here in Ottawa, 1 in Cornwall, Kemptville, Brockville, slightly warmer in Trenton, Kingston sitting at 2 degrees for their daytime high, 0 in the valley, minus 3 over in Kittigan, Zibi. So over the next 7 days, you'll really see colder conditions and lots of snow on the way. Not a lot of accumulation, just some light scattered flurries. 1 for this afternoon, cold tonight dropping to minus 11. Tomorrow, bitter cold day in the forecast for us. Your daytime high is minus 12. Overnight dropping all the way down to minus 20. So very cold conditions tomorrow. We could see some more scattered flurries early in the morning. As we head into Friday, chance of those flurries from Friday in through the weekend forecast. It'll slowly get warmer as we head into Saturday. Very average conditions. Then Sunday and through next week, again, the cold snap is back. We're dealing with very cold conditions way below the daytime highs.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And on your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. We're seeing congestion building between Richmond and Greenbank. Also seeing some light slowdowns at Blair this morning. No.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, mass layoffs at an Ontario steel plant. CTV's Scott Hurst joins us next with the latest on the job cuts at Algoma. That is just ahead. Here's a live look through our sky cam. It's a frosty morning. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Good morning. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. A Kingston doctor is taking the province to court over pandemic vaccine payments. She's been ordered to repay over $600,000. The new Central Library will not be opening next year. Construction delays have pushed the opening into at least 2027. New zoning bylaws being discussed at City Hall could help more people buy a home in Ottawa. The final draft would allow 3-story units to be built in all neighborhoods.
In your forecast this morning, we're seeing a very cold start to your morning. Right now, feeling closer to minus 17. Not so bad into the afternoon. A daytime high of 1 later on this afternoon. We are expecting some flurries later on today. Cold for tomorrow. Minus 12 is your daytime high. Overnight dropping to minus 20. So very chilly conditions happening into your Thursday, Friday. Not so bad. Daytime high of minus 5, still below seasonal. On your drive in this hour, traffic is still looking pretty decent. We aren't seeing any major issues. Just your regular volume right now. It is slow eastbound lanes on the 417 from Richmond in through Pinecrest.
Algoma Steel announced major layoffs on Monday, issuing over 1,000 notices to employees. The size of the layoffs will not only be hard for those employees, but for the whole city of Sault Ste. Marie, whose population is around 72,000. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us with more on the layoffs this morning. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, Will.
So the CEO of Algoma Steel has pointed to the tariffs from the U.S. that have forced these layoffs. Do we have any latest news from the company themselves?
Good morning, Will. So the company and many of its workers are ultimately placing the blame for why these cuts are happening now squarely on the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, 50% on Canadian steel, an impact effectively closing off the plant's #1 customer. So in an effort to stem the losses right now, Algoma says the current punishing financial picture is forcing its hand to accelerate retooling plans, a major transformation that it says was first announced in 2021 to a new modern steelmaking platform that does require a smaller workforce and a process that is less labor intensive. According to the CEO of Algoma Steel, the plant expected that transition to happen sometime in 2027, but with the U.S. tariffs, those plans had to be significantly accelerated, calling it an early pivot. But according to the CEO, a viable path for the company going forward, really saying with so few orders right now, the company had to begin the transition, and the job losses are part of that restructuring, with the CEO saying Ottawa, the Liberal government, was aware of the plan when it loaned Algoma more than $500 million earlier this year, Will.
Yeah, and you know, Scott, these layoffs will affect 1,000 employees from what we know so far. And CTV News actually has spoken with some of the workers in Sault Ste. Marie. What have we been hearing from the workers themselves? Because they just must be devastated.
Yeah, of course, it is devastating. These workers are reeling, and everyone is feeling the profound impact of these jobs being eliminated by the company. Of course, as you mentioned, in a company that is so vital to the community of Sault Ste. Marie. Now, in an interview with CTV News, union heads are saying their members are obviously upset and concerned about the layoffs, and the steelworkers, they say, had negotiated mitigation strategy as part of the retooling process to help workers transition with the focus on job training. But now, right now, it says workers are being let go in March without that strategy being implemented. Here is one of the workers who spoke with CTV News who found out his job is being eliminated.
The U.S. is our #1 customer, and we can't sell steel to them, so it's going to affect who we sell steel to, and we've been losing money, a lot of money every month. So we knew they were coming, and it's just when the actual day came, it's just still a shock.
No doubt still a shock for many of these workers. Now, the cuts will have a profound impact far beyond the plant for their families and loved ones, but also for the city as a whole. As you mentioned, 1,000 job losses by the largest employer in the region, an impact that can't be understated. Well, these job losses, as we mentioned, were inevitable with the plant's retooling plans. It is years ahead of schedule, and of course, it doesn't make it any easier, Will.
Yeah, troubling time for the employees as well as the entire city of Sault Ste. Marie. But I appreciate your time this morning, Scott.
Thanks, Will.
On today's show, we are discussing office parties' do's and don'ts. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we asked for your comments on what's the worst thing you've ever seen at an office party. And here's what you had to say, Will.
All right, well, let's get some good stuff here, all right? I think the worst thing I ever saw at one of our office parties was someone having, just a little bit too much to drink, and they decided that they needed a pole. LOL. Oh, yes, I know where that story's headed.
Darlene says, although I didn't witness it myself, one of the senior executives of the company I worked at previously apparently got so drunk that he was semi-passed out on one of the stalls in the bathroom. Oh, no. I love these juicy details of these stories.
That is bad. That executive needs a little bit of help, I would say.
Yeah.
Pamela says, we had a Christmas party years ago for work at the Chateau Laurier. Spill some tea now. 2 girls who were known troublemakers showed up late, and when the music started, they decided to get up and dance on the tables. Some of their moves were very risque.
Oh, my goodness. We seem so boring compared to our viewers. I mean, they have all the fun parties with all the risky details.
Yeah. Although, dancing risky moves, it's all part of the holiday spirit, right?
There you go.
I mean, in your own home.
Yeah. All right, we'll be hearing from you a little bit later on in the show. What's the worst thing that you've ever seen in an office? We'll call it holiday party or party in general. Let us know your thoughts. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca.
I want those juicy details to keep on coming.
Yes.
And coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa, a late night bakery is coming to Ottawa. That story and more still ahead. Here's a live look at our Skycam on George Street this morning. Cold start to your day with the wind chill feeling closer to -17 right now. Time now for your morning fix, and it appears Canada loves K-pop, according to new data from YouTube.
I try to hide, but something broke. I try
the notes.
The streaming platform says several tracks from K-pop Demon Hunters were the most watched music videos and shorts by Canadians in 2025. And Netflix reports the animated film is the most popular of all time with more than 236 million views. K-pop Demon Hunters is the debut movie from Korean-Canadian director Maggie Kang. I definitely contributed to this as my kids are still obsessed. And they do love the song, so they just want to watch the sing-along songs.
Yeah.
So, you know, YouTube's the best place to do that. You put the song up and you watch it and you stream it for hours.
And watch it over.
Yeah.
Yes.
And over again.
That was going to be my question to you was how many streams does the Melissa family
The Lamb
contribute
family?
to?
I don't even know. Probably a few hundred. Well, Humboldt penguins at London's Penguin Zoo's Penguin Beach ate fish treats from an advent calendar as part of the zoo's Magic Christmas event. Known for their clumsy movements on land but agility in water, pardon me, Humboldt penguins can swim up to 30 miles per hour and use camouflage to evade predators while fish hunting. Look at them, they're so cute.
Nothing to evade here, just gotta
Right?
wait in line for your turn.
Look at the little advent calendar. That's so sweet.
I love the waddle back in.
I love
too.
it.
All
Right.
we got our food, waddle
Yep.
back to the
Let's
water,
go.
friends.
It's true. When you see them in water, they're so agile and fast, and then on land, they're just like so awkward. It's like they're gonna tip over almost.
So funny. I love
Yeah.
that idea. The advent calendar has taken such a different route. You can see it in coffee now. You can see it in penguin streets. This is everywhere.
Absolutely. And a viral late-night bakery is coming to Ottawa. Insomnia Cookies will be open on Bank Street near 5th Avenue until 1 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday until 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday as well. The grand opening is this Saturday.
Yeah, that just might work.
Late night
yeah, I'm
cookies,
telling you, I
right?
bought some cookies. I was in Toronto, and it's called Midnight Cookies. And it's on Queen Street West, and you can go in after you've, had a night at a pub or something, and you want something sweet. You walk in there, order your cookie, and they say,
Yeah.
hold on, 10 minutes. We'll make it for you.
I love
so
that.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
and I do love a
Insomnia
good
cookies.
cookie. Oh, gosh.
I
love
wonder if
cookies.
hopefully it's close enough to Lansdowne where, you have people who are
you can just kind of walk on
frequently
over.
the late nighters who are out and about at these hours. I
Yeah.
feel like this would also do well in like a Byward Market.
I think
where there's
so,
a lot
right?
of bars and restaurants, right?
That's all I thought of. It was like right there because you got like Three Brothers shawarma there. You had the smoked poutine, whatever you want at that 1 to 3 a.m., 4 a.m. mark.
Yeah.
Cookies might be a big hit.
Might be.
I feel like that's when your guard's down. That's when you're like, I
big
don't need to be
time.
good. It's like 2 in the morning. I maybe had a drink or two. I'm okay to have another cookie.
That's a lot nicer of a wake up to just like cookies than a full smoked poutine when you
Yes.
wake up to.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up on the show in the next hour. City Councilor Stephanie Plante stops by to chat about the push to make the Byward Market a national heritage site. Plus, we are paging Dr. Paul to talk about choking hazards and kids. And our Live Local Giving Week continues. We are hearing from the Pearly Health Foundation and the Parkdale Food Center. So much more coming up. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
The magic of the holidays is here, and this year the need is greater than ever.
Let's ensure every child in our community feels the joy with CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain.
Together with the Salvation Army, we can help spread cheer and make a child's wish come true.
Drop off any new unwrapped toy to the designated drop-off locations or make a monetary donation online.
For all the details, visit toymountain.ca, presented by Donnelly Automotive Group.
Saint Laurent is proud to once again be part of Toy Mountain this holiday season.
Bring your new unwrapped toys to any Toy Mountain location like ours, conveniently located right by Center Court.
Saint Laurent and Toy Mountain helping families this holiday season.
It's Wednesday, December 3rd.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site in time for its 200th anniversary. But some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority right now.
And the city of Ottawa is one step closer to allowing 3-story homes to be built in all neighborhoods across Ottawa.
And the Ottawa Senators dominate the Habs in Montreal. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Rosie Edden.
Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And if you're just joining us right now, and maybe you haven't stepped outside, you will be greeted with a wall of, we'll call it cold temperatures.
It is not nice outside. It is not friendly. It feels like we've just entered into mid-January all of a sudden, and unfortunately, we have some colder days ahead. Today, this afternoon, not so bad, but tomorrow, brutal.
All right, we'll see how long that's going to last for. We'll get to our news headlines. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars for improper billing has taken her fight to court. The government says Dr. Elaine Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she enlisted the help of unpaid Queen's medical students as volunteers, and the COVID-19 vaccines weren't administered in her office. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision, requiring her to pay back $600,000.
If the stance that OHIP has, which is that the physician can no longer bill for the services that are administered or done or performed by medical students, then essentially it is a situation where physicians are being asked to pay to train medical students. They're being asked to forfeit their own income.
The Ontario Medical Association says Ma's innovative response saved lives and that it should be applauded, not punished. A decision on this is not likely to occur, though, until early next year.
Housing affordability remains a hot topic in the nation's capital, and the city is looking to increase Ottawa's housing supply. 3-story multi-unit homes could be built in all Ottawa neighborhoods through a new zoning bylaw. The final draft of the new zoning bylaw is out, and it opens the door for the construction of 4- or 6-unit buildings in neighborhoods right across the city. For many young people in the capital, the prospect of buying a home already feels out of reach, which is why some see this move as a step in the right direction.
I think that's good for like a lot of people because most people can only afford an apartment right now.
Anything that's going to let people live here for longer, because I think a lot of people really do love this city and do want to stay, but it's just impossible.
This is not a done deal just yet. City officials will meet in 2 weeks to go over the map, and council will vote on the changes next month. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Adesoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. The new $334 million library is a joint project between the city and Library and Archives Canada. Construction started in 2021, and it was initially expected to open in late 2024. A new opening date has not been confirmed.
The city of Ottawa wants to turn the Bywood Market into a national historic site in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie, and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. But after a fire destroyed Vittoria Trattoria on William Street in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status. But the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Bywood Market in 2027.
How much do you tip and when? A consumer group in Quebec is now calling for tighter controls on tipping.
When you go to pay, it's already set up for certain percentages, and it kind of makes it a bit weird if you don't tap on it.
They have 15%, good. You ever seen that one? 18 better and, really good. They're giving a value to the tip.
I've seen that. In May, Quebec passed a law forcing businesses to calculate tips based on pre-tax totals. The law also prohibits merchants from using emojis or descriptions on their payment machines. But a consumer advocacy group says there should also be restrictions on which companies can ask for tips. The group also wants to see the 15% tip option mandatory because many businesses now set the lowest option on the payment machine at 18%. Ottawa police are looking to identify 4 suspects in connection with a break-in and credit card fraud that happened over the summer. Police say 3 men and 1 woman may have been involved in a break-in sometime between August 26th and 25th and 26th rather, and later used stolen credit and debit cards to make purchases downtown. Anyone with information is asked to contact Ottawa police.
Parents are being warned about the dangers of giving children lottery tickets even as stocking stuffers. The OLG says it's easy to think of tickets as a gift, but states they are designed for adults. Experts say it's important to make sure people who receive lottery items as gifts are at least 18 years old.
The Ottawa Senators eviscerated the Montreal Canadiens last night.
The Sens defeated the Habs 5-2 in a heavy-hitting game. Look at that. Captain Brady Tkachuk got his first goal of the season after missing more than a month due to injury.
Yeah, so what happens now is the Sens jump into second place in the Atlantic. And if the playoffs started today, the Canadiens would be planning their summer vacations. The Senators will host the New York Rangers on Thursday.
All right, so can you tell we were a little bit hard on our Montreal Canadiens? And it's only because in our building and in our crew, we have some Montreal Canadiens fans. So we just had to make it a little bit harder for them today.
Yeah, our director, Mike Peng, is a big Canadiens fan, and we give him extra digs too because he's a big New England Patriots fan who are doing so well. And 2 of us are Miami Dolphins fans who are not doing so well. So we're taking the wins when we can get them.
Okay, whether it's on football or hockey, whatever you can do, you take the wins. There you go.
Absolutely. And we do have your weather picture of the day, and it's a squirrel. After the snowfall, looks like this little guy just wants to come in. This is out in Eganville, Ontario.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And of course, we would love to see your weather pictures as well. All you have to do is send them to us, weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, our email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. Our high today, not so bad, a little bit above seasonal. Normal for this time of the year is around 0 degrees. We will reach a high of 1 later on this afternoon, and that sun setting super early, 4:20 p.m. later on this evening, and it should be up very, very shortly. Cold start to your day, though. -10 right now. With the wind chill, feels closer to -17, so we are off to an extremely chilly start to your day. -5 along Kingston this hour, -8 out in Brockville, -10 currently over Montreal. So cloudy conditions, some areas dealing with a little bit of fog as well this morning. That will clear up within the next few hours. Not a lot of sunshine, unfortunately, for today. A bit of a cloudier day in the forecast for us, and then flurries later on this afternoon. It looks like sometime after 2 p.m. is when we could start to see a few flurries in the forecast. It will kind of linger into your late afternoon, early evening, overnight, and then clear up early tomorrow morning. So we do have flurries on the way for today, but there is still a chance of scattered flurries as we head Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and as well Sunday. Colder conditions on the way as well, so we have some extremely cold temperatures starting tomorrow. Wind speeds this morning, we're seeing some winds gusting out of the southwest around 20 kilometers an hour. Those winds will pick up speed later on this afternoon. So later on today, it will be a little bit windier. We'll see those wind gusts 20 up to 40 kilometers an hour, which will kind of continue into your overnight as well. So a little bit windier late this afternoon into your overnight. Temps today reaching a daytime high of 1. So that's actually not too bad for this time of the year. It's a little bit warmer than we would normally be sitting. -1 in Bancroft, 2 for Trenton, Kingston area. If you are out in Montreal today, a daytime high of -2, -3 in Kittigan, Zibi. So in your
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And here is a look at your 7-day forecast for you. Temperatures today reaching a high of 1, overnight dropping to -11. Cold tomorrow. Your daytime high -12 tomorrow. So chilly day in the forecast for us on Thursday. Overnight dropping to -20. You could see those flurries continuing right through into the weekend forecast. Not so bad for Saturday, but then Sunday, a bit of a cold snap moves through. Cold conditions from Sunday and through next week.
All right, we're picking up the cold winter here. Look at those daytime high values. Winter is here. Taking a look at the roads at this hour, 417 eastbound, seeing some moderate congestion between Richmond and Greenbank this morning. Then 417 westbound, light delays at Nicholas, and 174 westbound, moderate slowdowns at Jeanne d'Arc. So just leave yourself a little extra time this morning, as we are coming up to that time where traffic is starting to get heavy.
Well, it's nearly Christmas, and of course that means we need to try out some Christmas crafts. So here is one that we did with my children on the weekend. I must give my husband full credit for putting this together for our kids. You basically draw a tree onto a piece of cardboard or a shoebox, poke some holes into it, paint some ends of a Q-tip sticks with markers, and then they're going to use those as the bulbs. See? It's so much fun, super easy to set up, and my kids played with this for hours. My husband and I got to have hot coffee together on the weekend, which is not usually a thing. So they took it out and they play with it for hours. So we do have a shoebox. Thank you, Will, for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, I painted a little tree on top of the shoebox, and now we're going to do the rest of the craft. So super easy. I guess we'll start with just coloring our Q-tips. We'll see. We already have some done here today.
Awesome. This is like a manual light bright. Like there's no electricity, but you're just like plugging in there.
That's exactly it.
Wow.
Do you want to poke some holes, Will? Do you want to start poking the holes?
I feel like that's a good job for me.
That's a great job for you. So you can use the pencil or the...
And so coloring...
These are paint markers.
Okay.
So you just have to kind of color it with markers.
How fun is that?
And we're going to go for a big first one.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
look at that.
There you go.
That's perfect.
Just make sure, though, Will, that they're not too big, because then the Q-tip will fall through.
Hold on.
I think you're fine with that.
Okay.
No, I lost it.
You should have told him before, because you know Will's going to go crazy making that whole... Oh, there you go. Little lighter touch.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're good there.
Yeah,
the big step
just a little bit? Okay.
Just a little less force, I guess.
But, so you have the kids also coloring the Q-tips?
You know what?
And are the parents making the holes? Like, it depends on how old the kids are, right?
Yes, exactly. I think parents making the holes is probably
best,
the best.
right?
Okay, the screwdriver's a little better.
I can see
if we can get that in.
This would
I think
just really involve the kids. This is fun.
Well, we're going to cut them, so it's going to be fine.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what we're going to do.
Can we go ahead and start putting in the bulbs now?
Yeah.
Can we do it?
So see, when you cut them, whoops, pardon me, you only need to put in that.
Oh, nice, okay.
Oh, so just a little bit.
So just a little bit.
We're just cutting it in half
here. Just cutting it in half, and then you have 2 balls, and then you can have fun.
Okay.
Director just said, I think that's
You gave him the right assignment.
I did.
You really did.
He got us some anger there.
Go ahead, make some holes there, stomp away, and then you'll have fun. And now,
we can cut.
We got the bulbs here.
Oh, yay.
This is so much fun.
Now you just poke them through the tree.
And
they kind of go crazy.
We got Will doing it.
Avoid the craters here.
Avoid the...
Will, we got you doing all the work here. There you go.
Here's some more. I'll keep on coloring.
There you go.
That's my favorite
Well,
part.
it's good. Have me do the mindless work.
There you go. Can I just...
And you could stick them right in. Like, you want them to look like the bulbs, right?
There you go. You want all the way down. There you go.
There it is.
Okay, this is fun, and then you can put like a pattern of colors.
And you know
if
what?
You want.
We just got a great tip as well.
Yeah, what they say?
From the control room this morning. They said if you put a light in the box, it would probably even shine through.
There you go. Well,
thank you,
Rosie.
Rosie.
There you go. You're welcome. There you go.
Allow me to play.
I saw you waiting. You're like, oh no,
what do I do now?
To put in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you tell that I'm the youngest of 3?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
We all know.
Oh, I love it.
Rosie's continuing to cut the
I know,
balls.
I'm cutting. Look at this is teamwork.
Right? And see how much fun it is. And now,
this.
once the game is all set up, literally my kids made so many different patterns.
This looks great,
Then they
Will.
put colors together. They made different.
Here, Will. Here you go.
Thank you.
More for you.
There
you go.
I love it. This is definitely something the kids would love to do.
Oh, this is so
Isn't it fun?
much fun.
All right, well, we will
pass me that remote over there.
Yeah,
while
you
you're
got
doing
that.
that.
And super
there you
simple
go.
as
You
well.
go ahead. There you go.
I gotta
Look
keep
at
going.
that. I love this. Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, the City of Ottawa is moving to make the Byward Market a National Historic Site. We're going to tell you more about what that means coming up when our City Councillor, Stephanie Plante, comes by to discuss it further. She's standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. She's coming up just after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. A report submitted to the Built Heritage Committee recommends staff nominate the market as a National Heritage Site under Parks Canada's designation program. Joining me now is Councillor Stephanie Plante of this riding to talk about what that designation would mean and why it's coming about now. Good morning to you, Councillor Plante. Good morning to you. It's exciting times, okay, for the Byward Market. In a couple of years, the Byward Market turns 200.
Yep.
So I know that things are in the works, planning, celebrations. Right. Now this comes up. I'm wondering, why is it now that staff are saying, hey, maybe we should get this designated as a national site?
So you can blame me for all of that. Okay. I had gone to the ceremony to designate Rockcliffe Park as a national historic site, and I remember sitting in that ceremony and saying, this is cute, but you know, the Byward is even more historic, even more of a better story to tell. No offense, Rockcliffe Park. And so I started just doing research on how we can get the designation. I started doing research as to other areas that have this designation. The federal government can designate a place, they can designate people, or they can designate events. And so I said, okay, let's see if we can get the Byward Market involved.
How will the process work? How long will it take? Because as I understand it now, it may not go through before that 2027 anniversary year.
Yeah, so we submit an application, and as you said, staff are the one who are filling out the application, and then it is the federal government with a committee, a pan-Canadian committee, that read the application, that, you know, check the facts, and then they make the determination. So it's completely out of our hands once we submit it to the federal government.
Can it be fast-tracked?
I hope so.
Can you just like put a little star on it and go, come on, like push it through faster?
I will be in touch with our wonderful member of parliament to ask that very question. Yeah.
Okay, Councillor Plante, what will it do if we do get that designation, the Byward Market, as a National Historic Site? How will that change things for the Byward Market?
So it actually doesn't change much. There's no restrictions now on building heights or built form. You know, we can still develop, we can still do the things we need to do to make the Byward Market spit polish. And I like to remind people that the Byward Market is always changing. You know, it's changed a lot in the 200 years. But what I think it will be able to do is give us kind of the gravitas to tell the Byward Market story, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Because the Byward Market really is where commerce started here in Canada. And, you know, it's changed a lot in the 200 years. And I want to tell the story of all the great things that have happened and some of the not so great things.
Got to push back on you a little bit
here.
Some people may say, why are you pushing for this National Historic Site designation? Shouldn't you be pushing and paying, you know, focusing your attention on some of the other things that the Byward Market needs, like, you know, there's issues of crime and
homelessness.
Exactly.
So I want to clarify, we're not spending a lot of time doing that. We are literally just filling out a form, giving some references, and then it is the federal government to determine whether or not this place is worthy of that designation. So I will have lots of time to focus on those other things, and we do have some announcements coming up, not just with the budget, but for long term, that I think will really help push that forward.
Can you divulge a little bit about what's going on here? Because we are on the cusp. Like, you're going to get ready now to celebrate 200 years, and I know that you all are working on that. What can you divulge? Can you spill a little tea for us and tell us what we can expect coming up in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so, you know, we are looking at transforming some of our shelters into housing. And I want to preface that in the context of the Byward Market, because I think the Byward Market has been, you know, really the nucleus of where all of the social disorder is happening in Ottawa, and it needs to be a place where the solutions are coming forward. So I can't divulge everything just yet, but we do have some projects on the go. And of course, Ottawa Tourism, the Board of Trade, all of those great organizations are involved in the party celebration. So if you liked what we did in 2017, stay tuned, because there's some announcements coming up for 2027.
Ottawa City Councillor Stephanie Plante, thank you so much for coming by.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Okay, Will, over to you.
Live Local Giving Week on CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Brought to you in part by Kelly Funeral Homes and Capital Funeral Home and Cemetery.
Well, our live local giving week continues with an organization helping out right here in the community. We have Delphine with Pearly Health Foundation joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you.
I love this week because we're focusing on organizations that do so much for our community. Tell me about the campaign that you guys are working on this time of year.
So at Pearly Health, we just raised money yesterday, especially around Giving Tuesday, for buying new lifts. So a lift is a medical equipment that the staff will use to safely transfer our residents from their bed to their wheelchair. And what's so important about it is it's the start of the day. Without it, you will have to stay longer in bed where you really want to just enjoy life.
And you see that each and every day, how imperative it is to get these beds to be able to have the mobility, to be able to move, especially in a time where you're probably seeing the need just grow exponentially each and every year.
Yeah, so the equipment just as a chef life, right? So we need to renew them all the time. And it's so important because without it, you just don't have an opportunity to live life to the fullest. And that's what we're all about at Pearly. Really, all residents is just there for having a great quality of life and enjoying the things they will like. So it could be going to bingo or going to the ice cream day or just being out and about, right? But you need that boost.
Yeah, and those are the highlights of the day, right? Like when you get to be able to do all of those things, especially at the home itself. And how has the response been? Obviously, Giving Tuesday was yesterday. You're seeing the impact on the community. How have you felt that throughout the year? And then especially, we'll talk about yesterday.
Yeah, so, Ottawa is so generous and we're so lucky. So we were hoping to raise $40,000 and we just did it.
Yeah!
So we're really excited, And we had a matching gift, which always help. And we just did it by the end of the day. So that was really exciting. And just to see the generosity rolling in all day long.
That's so amazing. The high five obviously was the congratulations from my end, Delphine, about hitting that number. If people are looking to even, maybe going into next year, still support you guys, how can they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Giving Tuesday is just the beginning of the giving season in many ways. So people can go to our website at pearlyhealthfoundation.ca, and there is a great way to support us. We have for equipment, but also for our intergenerational child care center.
Oh, well, thank you so much for doing what you do, and congratulations on hitting that number and then continuing to strive forward into the new year.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Melissa, we'll send things over to you.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, holiday parties are just around the corner, and coming up, etiquette expert tells us the major do's and, of course, the major don'ts. That's just ahead. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street this morning. Starting to see that sunshine a little bit here this morning, but cold. Still feels like minus 17 if you're heading outside.
On the nose. Welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. And we just wanted to show you the completion of our tree that we created.
Nice.
So this is what it looks like. And the nice thing is you could take these in and out. So you could take it and just put them back in and make all sorts of different designs throughout, the day.
And I would like to avert your attention towards the double bulb here, given my first punch hole was way too large.
I was like, oh, wait, we have to go easy on those.
I just smacked it in there, but it's so funny, right? Because you think about something that's cost-effective, fun, especially for the children, but like I was in there like, what can I do next?
So simple.
Oh, yeah.
And that provides what, like at least an hour?
At least a good hour, and getting
fun.
It together, and then, the fun could be had for hours now after. And my kids have already asked me if I could bring it home for them to play with. They were watching, so.
Oh, nice.
That's because you did the Christmas tree and not me.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
All right, let's get to our news headlines. This is a story that made national headlines. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars relating to COVID-19 vaccines, and now she's taking her fight to court.
We're in a family medicine shortage, and we need to support our doctors. We need them to feel appreciated.
Dr. Elaine Moss says she organized these clinics to get as many people vaccinated as possible. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision requiring her to pay back $600,000. The government says Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she hired unpaid Queen's Medical students as volunteers, and the vaccines weren't administered in her office. A decision on this is not likely to come until early next year.
Ottawa's housing supply could be getting a big boost by a new zoning bylaw. Plans are in place that would allow 3-story homes in every neighborhood.
I'm considering moving away to find somewhere to actually live full time, and I think the same goes for a lot of the other students.
It will take the right opportunity for the right person to develop as well. It's not going to be an automatic overnight. We're going to wake up and have 4 units on every lot.
This is just the final draft of the bylaw. The city officials will be meeting later this month to discuss, and council will vote next month. Also included in the zoning changes, increasing the maximum height for a high-rise building from 27 stories to 30 stories. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Atisoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. The new $334 million library is a joint project between the city and Library and Archives Canada. Construction started in 2021, and it was initially expected to open in late 2024. A new opening date has not been confirmed.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say that that's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. But after a fire destroyed Vittoria Trattoria on William Street back in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status. But the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Byward Market in 2027.
Two of Canada's richest families are set to purchase the Hudson's Bay Royal Charter at an auction today. The Thompson and Weston families will jointly offer a starting bid of $18 million for the historic document, according to the Canadian press, which is also reporting that no competing bid has emerged. The Royal Charter is a significant piece of Canadian history dating back to 1670. The families say they would donate the charter to multiple museums and archives to keep it accessible to the public. The use of artificial intelligence is coming to City Hall. The city plans to use it to screen resumes and applications, boost productivity, and track municipal assets. This vehicle is an example. It drives around snapping photos that AI can sort through and provide information that can help with future urban planning. This has been part of a pilot project. A policy around its use will come in the new year.
James Bowie, a disgraced Ottawa lawyer found guilty of criminal harassment and extortion, has had his law license revoked. The Law Society of Ontario stating on its website that Bowie can no longer practice in the province. In March, he was convicted of extortion, uttering death threats, and criminal harassment. He was later sentenced to 4 years in prison. A well-known Ottawa bakery is shutting down. The owners of Life of Pie taking to social media to announce the last day will be on December 28th. They did not say why they are closing the bank street business, but thanked patrons for their support over the 18 years. But on the flip side, a late-night bakery is opening just a few blocks away. Insomnia Cookies will be open on Bank Street near 5th Avenue until 1 a.m. on Sunday to Wednesday, and then until 3 a.m. through Thursday and Saturday. The grand opening is this Saturday.
A rare set of the famous Four Seasons paintings are being auctioned off in London this week.
Yeah, these are not the original set, but a valuable 16th century version, previously owned by the Queen of Bohemia.
This set is expected to sell for up to $22 million. The paintings are a highlight of the Classic Week events hosted by Christie's in London. I think it's going to go for more.
I was just going to say.
I just do.
I'm with you on that one, Rosie.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe double.
Maybe even, right? Somebody might just go crazy, start like bidding, and they bid against each other and so on and so forth. You remember we had this story a while ago about the Fabergé egg?
Yes.
And it was supposed to go for about 20 to 25 million. Well, it sold for 30 million.
Wow.
There you go.
This is why we come to you for these things, right? That's why I was like, do you think it can double? Yeah, sure. I'm like, all right then. There's the certification we need.
A very cold start to your morning. We're seeing these bitter cold temperatures right now, and tomorrow is going to be even worse. So today's actually not too bad temperature-wise. We're going to be quite warm into the afternoon, just dealing with the cold morning. Flurries into the afternoon, but this week it's been cold, it's been snowy, and that will continue right through into your weekend forecast. Still sitting at -10 this hour, feels closer to -17 this morning. So yes, chilly start to your day. Keep that in mind before heading outdoors. Make sure you're dressed warmly. Slightly warmer for Kingston, -5 right now, -8 out in Brockville, -7 currently over in Cornwall. Seeing cloudy conditions, a little bit of fog in some of the lower lying areas as well, and into your afternoon, flurries on the way for today. So around 2 p.m. or shortly after, we're expecting some light scattered flurries that will kind of linger in through the late afternoon, early evening hours, right through into your overnight, clearing up tomorrow morning, late in the day. But then tomorrow is extremely cold, and we could see these flurries kind of linger off and on throughout your Thursday forecast. So for recess today, not so bad. It's actually going to be quite lovely later on this afternoon. It's just the morning recess, which will be slightly cooler, sitting at -4, -3 to start off your day today. And then we're expecting those scattered flurries late this afternoon. But temperatures reaching a high of 1 degree. So not too cold in the forecast for today. Tomorrow's the very chilly day. Your daytime high is -12, overnight dropping to -20. So we have a cold snap moving through tomorrow. It's going to be extremely cold conditions throughout the day on Thursday. Friday and through Saturday, not so bad. And that's because after -12, -5 doesn't feel so chilly. 0 degrees on Saturday, and a chance of those scattered flurries right through until Sunday.
Ooh, man, those temperatures are getting cold, especially those overnight lows. Time to bundle up, get the full winter gear on. Taking a look at your roads at this hour, what we are currently seeing is just some mild buildup on the westbound 417 as well as eastbound between about Pinecrest and as we head up to Maitland. So expect those delays to continue on our Wednesday morning commute. No collisions, though, or accidents or detours to let you know of this morning. Just leave yourself a little extra time. Melissa.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
And we are paging Dr. Paul again this morning with advice on choking prevention in young children. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
Especially this time of the year, there's unusual things that are out and about in our homes, and it can cause choking hazards, unfortunately, for our young kids.
Yeah, so it's important to be aware. And I always start off with a story. When I was working in the emergency room, we had a little boy that came in and had difficulty breathing, and we didn't know what was going on. So we did an X-ray, and we actually, I saw something here in the child's throat. It was actually a button.
Wow.
It was a button like this, okay?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you could sort of look here, the little holes here.
A little tiny button, yeah.
The child lived because he was breathing through those holes.
Wow.
Right? So that, we were stunned. You know, we didn't know. So anyway, we took it out. It was okay.
Okay.
But then imagine if it was something different. It was something like a little battery or a coin or something like that. That would block the airway completely.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
So
these can cause other dangers
and
as
that's
well,
right. And kids can swallow these, and these are very poisonous.
And they're corrosive, I
Yes,
think?
corrosive and cause a lot of problems. So this is, again, these are hazards that we see year-round, more so now during the holidays, but this is year-round. So looking at other things, all these things that I brought, we have removed from kids' throats and lungs.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay?
Okay.
Paper clips, bobby pins, you name it. This is important, jewelry.
Jewelry, especially this time of the year, we're dressing up a little more.
Exactly, and small children choke on the little, the little holder here.
The earrings.
That's why I don't recommend kids being, ears pierced before 5 years of age. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
And then speaking about kids and toys, it's important to know, like, these little pieces here
Polly
can come
Pocket.
off. Yeah, a baby can choke on these, okay? Another child came in once and actually had a Hot Wheel like this.
Oh my goodness.
Came off and that was lodged in his throat.
Oh.
And again, so we tell people, again, toys
So you
like
think
this, be
something
careful.
like this looks fine,
Make
but
sure
you have
these
to be
buttons,
careful.
exactly, because these can come off. So most kids say, not available for, not allowed for younger children, but just be aware of that, especially when you have mixed ages at home. Young kids can get at the older kids' toys. That's very important. And then finally, we got party time. So we got peanuts, nuts, olive pits, toothpicks, 10,000 emergency room visits to toothpicks in the United States for kids choking on toothpicks. And so during the holiday season, be aware of all these things that are lying around. But in general, if you go into other people's homes or your home as well, got new babies coming in, they're crawling around, make sure that you clear the area of anything they can touch and
don't let your kids, take their little tiny pieces toys out. Go up in their room to do that if you're going to have little kids around.
Exactly. Separate those toys. It's really important. So again, prevention is best, and be aware. Just be aware. Never leave these children, their imagination, you can never imagine a child's going to take out a wheel from a Hot Wheel and swallow it, or choke on it. So it's very important.
What should parents do if they do witness their child choking on something?
Well, that's an important thing. So it's good to know about CPR. Okay, there's some Heimlich maneuvers and patting in the back, but in general, it's a good idea to know what to do in terms of a get a CPR course. So I can spend a whole half hour talking about that, but I don't have time. But really, it's about you can give a swift hit to the back. But make and sort of be careful. Don't really stick your hand inside because you might lodge it down deeper.
Further.
That's
okay. So Heimlich maneuver is smacking the back. And when should parents go to the emergency department or call 911?
Well, if the child has obvious signs of breathing difficulties, call 911. If you think the child swallowed something or choked on something and you don't find it anywhere, go to the emergency room, because then they'll do an x-ray or they'll examine the child and try to take it out. Because if it gets lodged in the lung, for example, it may cause infection down the road. So again, these are things that everybody doesn't think about. So, I'm skewed a bit because I've seen all this stuff, but in general, I think it's important that parents just be aware. Parents, grandparents, especially now you're visiting other people's homes, they're not as baby-proofed as your own. So just be mindful of that and enjoy children. Enjoy toys, but just make sure it's age appropriate and you're supervising.
Right, because I think a lot of times choking hazards we're worried about when they eat grapes or hot dogs or popcorn.
And that's the other thing.
We forget about these things.
Exactly, and then food as well. So when we're talking about grapes and hot dogs, children less than 4 years of age should not be eating those things. And if you are going to give to them lengthwise, slice them lengthwise as well. Also, children have a tendency to eat and run and play, and that's also avoid that as well. So again, so there's all these things that children can choke on, all these dangers, as long as you're aware and try to prevent them as best you can. That's the best we can do.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. And well, holiday parties are just around the corner. Coming up, etiquette expert Julie Black-Como tells us the major do's and don'ts. She's standing by right there in our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look for a Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. Still a little bit foggy out there and cold, feeling closer to minus 17 this hour.
The holiday office party season, well, it's here. And for many workplaces, it's the one moment where you get to gather with your colleagues and really share in the moment. But how one acts and even dresses could really mark the holidays. So we're going to talk to Julie Black-Como. She is an etiquette expert, and she's going to walk us through the best way to be during the holidays in that all-important office party. Good morning to you, Julie.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got some points here that we have to talk about. We got to talk, first of all, what is this? What to consider?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holiday office party. Keyword is office. So you want to consider your reputation. What do I want people to say when I leave, when I come in? Why am I invited? You're invited to go and spread joy, to congratulate, to go and thank. We are not there to go and address grievances, complaints. And that legacy that we're going to leave at that holiday office party could certainly impact your performance review. So you want to keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. So holiday office party. It's not holiday office party. No.
Although we can all
party.
do it. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now, what are some challenges of an holiday office party?
It seems to me that they are increasing. Like if we think about the geopolitical context, the variety of opinions that are happening right now, not only in the workplace, but at home and social media. Now, first off, let's talk about social media. Let's all gather, take that one selfie, and then put it away. Make that commitment to your peers. And if you are going to take some more, please, before cheese, may I take your picture? I'm going to post it on my Insta. You want to do that? Now, sometimes slippery conversations, we've talked about this before. Two things I want our viewers to remember. Number one, I'm a pretty private person if it gets too close for comfort with a question. And number two, you also want to be able to keep it safe for everybody. So you may want to say, you and I can agree to disagree. I'm a Habs fan, you're a Sens fan, so why don't we focus on spreading joy during the party?
I think that's the theme here. You keep touching on that. Focus on spreading joy during the holiday party. Holiday office party. Don't worry, but don't get into all the politics.
No.
Don't get into the weeds there. Just be joyful.
Be joyful. Go and recognize the people. Sometimes you have exchanges with colleagues. You don't see them in person. Oh, that's so-and-so from HR. Let me go and meet you face to face. Because whether we're doing business B2B or B2C, Rosie, in the end, it's always H to H, human to human, and we hope heart to heart at work.
I love it. Okay, next up, what do we have here?
What do we got?
Oh, this is a big question. Very important indeed. What to wear?
What to wear? What to wear? And what to wear? Sometimes we want to go with little festive accessories like I did today.
Nice. Can we get a close-up of these champagne earrings? Look at that. Nice. Okay.
Yes, that little touch, that little accessory, dress a notch above. Find out about the dress code. Now, there are accessories out there. Do I want to put on Rudolph's red nose? Come performance evaluation, the performance review, is that the image that the boss is going to have about me?
There you go.
You want to remember that because everything that you do, that you say at that holiday office party could be rewound. It's like a TV reality. And then when they sit down and think about you, think about that promotion. Is it aligned, number one, with the values of the organization? Think about that when you go to your closet.
Okay. All right. And the final point, when should you leave the party?
Yes, well, first off, you don't want to be that silent leaver. You don't want to leave without anybody noticing. You're going to go to your immediate superior. You're going to thank them. You're going to go to big boss. This is the occasion. Big boss is there. And to shine gratitude, recognition. They don't have to do all of this to go and thank them. And those organizers, the volunteers, Rosie, that are there.
Yes.
They took time and time again, and they met, and they did all of this for everyone. So you're going to go and thank everybody. You don't want to be the first to go. Neither do you want to be the last one to go. And you certainly want to go and thank before you go.
Julie Blacomo, thank you so much. I love all these tips. This is wonderful.
It's all about what do you want to shine after, the morning after. That's
you
what
want to
it's all
shine,
about.
exactly, and bringing joy. You're bringing joy with this outfit, by the way. I love it. Thank you so much, Julie.
Happy holidays.
All right, Melissa, over to you.
Ottawa, are you ready to feel the magic of this season? Get set for Saint Laurent Centre's Holiday Sparkle. Saint Laurent Centre is the place to be for all your festive shopping, and we want to help make your holiday season extra bright and a lot more joyful. Visit ctvottawa.ca and enter for your chance to win a $500 gift card to Saint Laurent Centre. Don't miss out on making this holiday season unforgettable. And coming up next hour on Your Morning Ottawa, we get a visit from a local sandwich shop that's going viral. Roberto's Corner joins us shortly. That's coming up. actually have no milestones to share with you this morning, but we want to remind you, if you do have a milestone, celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old or younger and those turning 100 years or more. Wedding anniversaries as well for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is send us an email, Your Morning Ottawa Milestones at ctv.ca. We'll be sure to get your announcement on the air. Here's a live look through our foggy sky cam this morning. Yes, a foggy start to your day and cold. Feeling closer to -17 this hour with the wind chill.
It's Wednesday, December 3rd.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority right now.
And book lovers in Ottawa will have to wait a little bit longer to visit the library's main new branch. The opening date has been delayed once again.
And the Ottawa Senators dominate the Habs in Montreal. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, happy Wednesday. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Williello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we have a lot more to get through throughout the show today. We have a Wine for Wishes event. We always head to our kitchen for something tasty. And it's that time of year where temperatures are getting a little bit cooler.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Today is actually not even going to be so bad as tomorrow. Tomorrow is the real cold day. It'll be pretty warm this afternoon, but definitely a chilly start to your morning.
I always know when it's that cold, too, because, Rosie, you walk to work, too. So I always notice she got the Olympic Canada full parka on. Or
Yeah, so true. You're so right about that. And that's what I got on today.
That's how we always know. All right, let's get right to our news headlines. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars for her improper billing has taken her fight to court. The government says Dr. Elaine Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she enlisted the help of unpaid Queen's medical students as volunteers, and the COVID-19 vaccines weren't administered in her office. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision, requiring her to pay back $600,000.
If the stance that OHIP has, which is that the physician can no longer bill for the services that are administered or done or performed by medical students, then essentially it is a situation where physicians are being asked to pay to train medical students. They're being asked to forfeit their own income.
The Ontario Medical Association says Ma's innovative response saved lives, and that should be applauded, not punished. A decision on this is not likely to come until early next year.
Housing affordability remains a hot topic in the nation's capital, and the city is looking to increase Ottawa's housing supply. Three-story multi-unit homes could be built in all Ottawa neighborhoods through a new zoning bylaw. The final draft of the new zoning bylaw is out, and it opens the door for construction of 4 or 6 unit buildings in neighborhoods right across the city. For many young people in the capital, the prospect of buying a home already feels out of reach, which is why some see this move as a step in the right direction.
I think that's good for like a lot of people because most people can only afford an apartment right now.
Anything that's going to let people live here for longer, because I think a lot of people really do love this city and do want to stay, but it's just impossible.
This is not a done deal just yet. City officials will meet in 2 weeks to go over the map, and council will vote on the changes next month. Anyone hoping to visit Ottawa's new Central Library at LeBreton Flats next year will have to wait. The Atisoke Library was scheduled to open in the summer of 2026, but construction delays will push the opening into at least 2027. The new $334 million library is a joint project between the city and Library and Archives Canada. Construction started in 2021, and it was initially expected to open in late 2024. A new opening date has not been confirmed.
The city of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site just in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say it's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie, and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. But after a fire destroyed Vittoria Trattoria on William Street back in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status. But the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Byward Market in 2027.
How much do you tip and when? A consumer group in Quebec is now calling for tighter controls on tipping.
When you go to pay, it's already set up for certain percentages, and it kind of makes it a bit weird if you don't tap on it.
They have 15% good. You ever seen that one? 18 better and, really good. They're giving a value to the tip.
In May, Quebec passed a law forcing businesses to calculate tips based on pre-tax totals. The law also prohibits merchants from using emojis or descriptions on their payment machines. But a consumer advocacy group says there should also be restrictions on which companies can ask for tips. The group also wants to see the 15% tip option mandatory because many businesses now set the lowest option on the payment machine at 18%. Ottawa police are looking to identify 4 suspects in connection with a break-in and credit card fraud that happened over the summer. Police say 3 men and 1 woman may have been involved in a break-in sometime between August 25th and 26th and later used stolen credit and debit cards to make purchases downtown. Anyone with information is asked to contact Ottawa police.
Parents are being warned about the dangers of giving children lottery tickets, even as stocking stuffers. The OLG says it's easy to think of tickets as a gift, but states they are designed for adults. Experts say it's important to make sure people who receive lottery items for those gifts are at least 18 years old.
These fishers in Peru are getting into the Christmas spirit.
They dressed as Santa Claus and took to the waters in traditional reed boats to kick off their town's festive season.
These reed boats are ancient watercraft used by fishers along Peru's northern coast for generations. They also gave passengers for rides through the Pacific waves, so it's not a sleigh. It is a boat.
Oh.
Santa's traveling. Whoa!
So good.
Oh, that's so fun.
That is.
Yes.
Getting into the Christmas spirit, but doing so in a very different climate than we're seeing this week.
Yes, right? Yeah. For us, it's climbing through the snow, the cold conditions.
Yes.
You need a Santa suit to stay warm. They're
that's
getting
true.
to enjoy the nice warm waters.
Yeah, we're more on like a toboggan or like a winter tube or something, let alone than being in by the water.
Absolutely. And we are off to a cold start this morning. Temperatures been fluctuating between -10, -11, but it does feel closer to -17 with that wind chill. So a chilly start to your morning, and conditions across the region are a little bit colder today. -8 still in the valley, -9 in Montreal. Slightly warmer for Kingston, Brockville area sitting at -4 and -8. Still a little bit cloudy out there. We are still seeing some fog as well. That will dissipate shortly. Into the day ahead, we are expecting some snow. So some light flurries starting just after 2 p.m. today, kind of lingering into the afternoon, evening hours as well. So 40% chance of seeing those light flurries. Not a lot of accumulation in the forecast, under a centimeter, so we don't have to worry about digging out from the snow. We are expecting more of that on the way for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even on Sunday we're expecting some snow. However, temperatures tomorrow bitter cold, so today won't be so bad into the afternoon. A high of 1 degree. That's a little bit above seasonal. Normal's around 0 degrees for this time of the year, and fairly mild temperatures across the region. 0 in the valley, 1 in Cornwall as well as in Brockville. Kingston, Trenton area sitting at 2 degrees for your afternoon high. -3 in Kitigan, Zibi, and -4 over in Mont-Tremblant. So for the next couple of days, it's going to get a little bit colder and then gradually warm up into the weekend. Tomorrow, your high -12. Factor in the wind chill, we'll feel closer to -18 into the afternoon. Overnight dropping all the way down to -20, which means Friday morning will be bitter cold. Daytime high of only -5. Won't feel so bad after a day sitting at -12. 0 for Saturday, then Sunday, another cold snap moving through. Cold conditions from Sunday right through until the middle of the work week next week. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and we still have heavy volume. If you are heading eastbound on the 417, it's slow. You can see Richmond, Pinecrest, we're seeing bumper to bumper traffic. That continues in through Churchill, picks up slightly around Bronson. We also have a collision. Hunt Club is reduced to 1 lane at Riverside in the westbound lanes due to that collision, so duration unknown how long it will be closed for in those reduction lanes. Moderate backup still in the 417 eastbound between Moody to Greenbank. Heavy backups between Hunt Club and Nicholas, 417 westbound, and we're seeing heavy volume as well, Orleans into Montreal Road on the 174 westbound. After the break, how small tweaks can make your gifts look luxe, the simple tricks to elevate any holiday gift, and one of these presents might surprise you. Don't miss it. Here's a live look at our Centennial Glass Skycam, and there's that fog we're talking about this morning. So still dealing with some fog to start off your Wednesday. Cold as well, feeling closer to -17 this hour. This holiday season, we want your gifts to look expensive with gifts that are better on the wallet and on the planet and loved just as much. The accidental environmentalist Julia Grieve is here with easy ways to make your gifts look like you spent a little fortune, even if it's a re-gift. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, I love this idea so much, making it look expensive, easier on the wallet and on the planet.
Yes, it's so important. This is the time of year where we really do have to stick to our budget.
Yes.
But you want to give something that looks great, but also feels great, Melissa. It's all about that, you know, giving gifts that mean something.
I love
that.
So
today, we're going to play a little something that I like to call Is the Price Right?
I love it.
So I am challenging you, Melissa. I am going to give you, we have 3 gifts. I'm going to give you 6 price tags.
Okay.
I've got to think today. And you're going to select the price tag that you think goes with the gifts.
Okay.
So here, I'll let you hold these so you can take a look at the prices. But what I want to tell you is a little bit quickly. So our first gift, number 1, this just to give you some tips. Okay. This is the all Canadian.
Ooh.
Everything here is all from Canadian brands. So this is going to go to your friend who's got their elbows up and they want to look and support Canadian.
Okay, perfect.
Our second gift, just to give you a quick little tip, this is actually it's 3 gifts in one. So that time when you got to go to the book club or the teacher gift. So all together, what did that cost? And then our last gift, number 3, the gorgeous cashmere sweater from Jason Wu.
I love that.
Okay, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. You ready?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go. You got a price.
Go.
Go. Okay. There we go. Okay, nice. All right, moving on. What do you think this was? All right, okay. You're okay. Oh, you are okay. Let's go. And beep. Okay, time's up.
I don't know.
Do you like my timer? That wasn't really a realistic timer.
I love it. I love it. We did it. Okay.
So this is fantastic.
I know some of these products, so that's why I'm
these
like,
are all from Canadian brands.
Yes.
We know about this. My favorite place to shop Canadian is well.ca. They're Canadian owned and operated. Over 30% of their assortment is Canadian. Shopping from home online has never been easier.
I love that.
So you guessed $39 for all of this for a Made in Canada. Let's see how close you are. Whoa! You are close, girlfriend.
Okay,
but look, that was only $31 for all of that stuff. And you know you are supporting Canadian brands when you're doing that.
I love that. That's a steal of a deal.
Is it not? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be expensive. Putting that thought in will do it.
Okay, so here's my $31.
This is the big one here, okay? So this is something that it gets you every time. Now, my tip here is looking for value packs.
Yeah,
all of these I got at Marshall's. Their selection of value packs and price point, brilliant.
They have
But here's the thing. Sometimes a value pack will come in a little package, so it elevates it right away. Or, these are my favorite. Go for something like this and open them up. You don't have to give the whole thing to one person. So for $12, you're getting 5. Split them up, right?
I love that.
So the idea here is that, you know, you don't have to spend that much on individual gifts. So you said 31.
I might have went a little too low.
Well, that's all right. Let's see what we got. 39.
Okay, so I mixed these up.
But listen here, 39 for 3 different gifts.
Yeah.
You're talking $13 a person.
That's incredible.
You cannot do better. Like, add up those teacher gifts, the book club.
Yes.
Split up the value packs. You can thank me later.
Split up the value packs. Okay, this one got me.
Okay, this one is really good. So this is our cashmere sweater.
So
you guessed $45. There was a little tiny trick surprise here, my friends. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here's the price.
0.
What? Julia, how's that possible? I'm going to say it right now. We need to normalize regifting.
Okay.
Okay, this is a gorgeous regift. I was given it. It's not my size. I think people need to understand the impact that returned gifts have on the planet.
Yeah,
it's over 5 billion pounds of returned products end up in landfill in North America per year. And a lot of that happens over the holidays. It's a nice thought that this would just go back to the retail floor and somebody else would buy it. It doesn't always happen.
Okay.
So think of this idea of regifting it. You know, it's not perfect for you, but it will be perfect for someone.
And I went low because I was like, cashmere sweater is like $100.
I know.
Normally.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
like,
I'm not, you know, don't return it.
Yeah.
Just for the record, Mom, this is for you.
Regift it. I love that idea. I love that. What a great idea. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for playing along.
And it's always the thought that counts. I had a blast playing along. And again, you could head to her website, juliagrieve.ca, for more information. And our Giving Week continues this week, and right now we're joined with Beth Travalia from the Parkdale Food Center. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the Parkdale Food Center.
Yeah, the Parkdale Food Center, I always say, it's sort of misleading with having the name food in the title, because we do so much more than food.
Yeah.
We do run a grocery program, sort of what most people would call a food bank, which is set up like a grocery store where people can come and choose their own food that they prefer. We also have a community kitchen where we serve free meals, youth programming, and underlying all of that is an advocacy program to really address like the root causes of food insecurity.
And tell us about some campaigns you have for this month, of course, for Christmas.
Yeah, so Christmas, everyone, I think a lot of focus comes on to food insecurity around this time of the year. Of course, we're all thinking about food. We actually aim to raise $220,000 by the end of the year. Just coming off a really successful Giving Tuesday campaign where we met our match of $30,000. So we'll just continue to reach out to the community right until the last day of December.
And talk about the need, especially this time of the year.
Yeah, you know, we know that there's a food insecurity crisis in Ottawa, and 1 in 4 families in Ottawa are food insecure. So we're serving, you know, the greatest number of people we ever have in Parkdale's 40-year history.
Wow.
And I think the other part of that, especially this time of the year, is we think about loneliness and isolation.
Right.
And we really try to address that through our programming and provide a way for people to feel part of the community.
And so how can people donate or help out some services at the Parkdale Food Center?
Yeah, so obviously always monetary funds are best for us. We can maximize those and purchase way more food than would come maybe from a traditional food drive. If people are looking to give more tangible items, we always appreciate a toiletry drive.
Okay.
Yeah, our neighbors are always in need of toiletries, and it's not something that we can afford to purchase ourselves.
Right.
And then again, look out for volunteer orientations in the new year. And we always say we really appreciate when people share our social media posts or tell their friends about the good work we're doing.
So it doesn't even have to be a monetary donation or a food donation. You can donate your time.
Exactly.
And your resources.
Exactly. We would not be able to do our work that we do without our volunteers. Absolutely not.
And what are you really seeing this time of the year in terms of people who are coming in to use your services?
Yeah, I think especially this time of year does really highlight how much poverty and loneliness are connected, and we really are aiming to build community resilience. So when someone comes in, you know, we know their food preferences. We have, you know, one example I talk about is we have a special teacup for one of our neighbors, and we make sure we serve her tea in that cup.
Oh,
you know, so I think
just
that's
little things.
Yeah, it's a little thing that makes so much of a difference, and to know someone is caring about you and greeting you in the way that you want to be greeted and served is so important.
And how could people find you for more information and, of course, to donate as well?
Yeah, so you can find us at parkdalefoodcenter.org, and you can also find us on canadahelps.com to make a donation.
And how close are you to reaching that goal of $200,000 by the end of the year?
Well, we had a great day yesterday. We edged about $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're off to a really great start. And we really thank the whole community for showing so much support.
Incredible. Well, thank you, Beth, for joining us today. And again, you can head online for more information and, of course, to get those donations in. Will.
Well, Wine for Wishes is back, and it's better than ever. With the holidays just around the corner, what better way to treat someone on your list than a ticket to support such an amazing cause? Joining us today is local Wish kid James and his mom, Marianne, who are here to share their story along with the amazing Wish. You don't want to miss that. Alongside Christine Crump, Make-A-Wish board member, and of course, president of Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Ottawa. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
James, first we got to show people our new handshake. Boom. Bam! Just came up with that, nailed it from the get-go. Really appreciate you guys joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Can we talk a little bit about James's journey and the diagnosis up to this point?
So James was, he's now 18. He was born with spina bifida. And we knew about that diagnosis well before he was born, so we were prepared as a family. And since then, he's had 5 surgeries, and he's doing great. And he's perfect just as he is.
It's so amazing. And James, we talked about like your Wish, you know, way back when, the original Wish, like you loved some actors. What are some of your favorite actors that you've loved?
It was John Candy and Jack Black that I idolized.
You love the comedians, right?
Yes.
And that's what kind of illustrated the original Wish. So first you wanted to maybe be an actor, right?
Yes.
And then you said, I changed that Wish. What did the Wish become from there?
I became a voice actor now.
And that's amazing. Okay, so part of this Wish, tell me about what you voice acted for, because it was so cool.
I voice acted in Warframe in a video game.
Oh my goodness, and what was that like? Give me a line or two from it.
You can't handle the heat.
Yeah! I love that. And they created a character, Ollie, just for you.
They sure did.
And was that the coolest experience ever?
It was the coolest experience of my life.
Oh, it's so great. And what was that like to see James have that and have the Wish come true? Because it's so amazing.
When we were connected with Digital Extremes, they treated James from the very get-go. They interviewed him, they found out, you know, all the things that he liked. They fashioned a character as a trickster, because that's who he is. And, you know, none of us as a family appreciated the extent of what the Wish was going to be like. They put him in, we went to London, Ontario. They put him in the recording booth where he had 20 lines for his own character that will live on in this game forever. And, you know, from there, they introduced him to all these glorious voice actors. The next day, live in front of 3,500 people, they showed everybody his character, and all of those people chanted his name out loud. And he's been welcomed into this community, which was, you know, an amazing experience for him. And he was invited back a year later, and they've created another set of lines for him. And so he has a career from this experience.
I love that. Ollie is going to take over the world with all the roles coming up. And Christine, let's talk about
Yes.
Wine for Wishes, because we just heard from a wonderful story, and that's what this event is all tailored around.
It is. February 10th is Wine for Wishes. It's in its 10th year here in the city, and it's first year here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Ottawa. And we're super excited to raise money for children with critical illnesses in Eastern Ontario, and particularly here in Ottawa. In fact, last year, so 2025, the wishes, the demand for wishes went up 15% here in Eastern Ontario. We granted 74 wishes in this area last year, and there's 176 still pending.
Wow, and how can people get involved? Is there a way to purchase tickets? Because I feel like this is kind of the perfect holiday gift and the stocking stuffer as a present.
Yeah, the tickets are $125. They're on sale now. You can buy them online at makeawish.ca. And we have a goal of $100,000 for this particular campaign. We're about 33% of the way there, and it sells out every year. So we're super excited to bring it to Hard Rock. You know, we've got a little Hard Rock swagger and some fun planned. So it will really amplify the event this year.
I love that so much. Thank you, Mary and James, for coming on and sharing your story. But before we let you go, give me one more line from the video game.
Hasta la vista.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that again. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, and a reminder, you get your tickets at makeawish.ca, Wine for Wishes, just in time for that holiday gift. We're going to take a peek inside our kitchen, though, because there are a few fan-favorite deals in the city, and one joins us today to share one of their, viral dishes. James, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. All right, we're standing by in the Your Morning Delorier kitchen. That's coming up just after the break. We're going to take a peek outside, though, through our sky cam, and looking a little foggy, looking a little cloudy out there, and temperatures feeling cold. We'll keep it cozy into the next couple of days. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Happy Wednesday. I'm Rosie Edda. I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Right to our news headlines. And this is a story that actually made national headlines. A Kingston doctor ordered to repay the Ontario government hundreds of thousands of dollars related to COVID-19 vaccines. And now she's taking her fight to court.
We're in a family medicine shortage, and we need to support our doctors. We need them to feel appreciated.
Dr. Elaine Moss says she organized these clinics to get as many people vaccinated as possible. She's now hoping an Ontario court will reverse the decision requiring her to pay back $600,000. The government says Ma misused an OHIP billing code because she hired unpaid Queen's medical students as volunteers, and the vaccines weren't administered in her office. A decision on this, though, is not likely to come until early next year.
Ottawa's housing supply could be getting a big boost by a new zoning bylaw. Plans are in place that would allow 3-story homes in every neighborhood.
I'm considering moving away to find somewhere to actually live full time, and I think the same goes for a lot of the other students.
It will take the right opportunity for the right person to develop as well. It's not going to be an automatic overnight. We're going to wake up and have 4 units on every lot.
This is the final draft of the bylaw. City officials will be meeting later this month to discuss, and council will vote next month. Also included in the zoning changes, increasing the maximum height for a high-rise building from 27 stories to 30 stories.
The City of Ottawa wants to turn the Byward Market into a National Historic Site in time for its 200th anniversary, but some businesses in the district say that it's not a major priority. The proposed boundaries are around Rideau Street, Sussex Drive, Dalhousie, and Parent Avenues, along with Murray and St. Patrick Streets. But after a fire destroyed Victoria Trattoria on William Street back in 2019, Dominic Santaguida spent years navigating construction approvals, partly because of the area's heritage preservation status. But the city says the designation would be entirely commemorative and would not come with additional permits.
The issue of parking and homelessness and people with mental health issues, these are things that probably should be addressed more quickly than having an urgency to get a plaque.
The city hopes to secure a National Historic designation and the big bronze plaque that comes with it when it marks the 200th anniversary of the Byward Market in 2027.
The use of artificial intelligence is coming to City Hall. The city plans to use it to screen resumes and applications, boost productivity, and track municipal assets. This vehicle is an example. It drives around, snapping photos that AI can sort through and provide information that can help with future urban planning. This has been a part of a pilot project. A policy around its use will come in the new year.
And if you're looking for a gift for the royal watcher in your life, consider one of these.
Christmas stockings made from drapes from the King Charles Sandringham estate are being auctioned off to raise money for his foundation.
There are 25 stockings, and they've been hand-stitched by a sewing circle at Dumfries House in Scotland, which is where Charles's charitable foundation works to preserve traditional skills and crafts. Repurposing. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And that is so cool to get your hands on one of those.
Absolutely. Stockings were hung, right? It's time
Just
to
so
hang the
perfectly like
stockings.
that. It's
Exactly.
time.
It's time. Also time to make sure you have all the winter gear out. My kids went with the neck warmers today, and that's because it is bitter cold start to your morning. Still a little bit of a gray day to start things off. We are expecting some snow around 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're expecting some light flurries that will kind of continue into your overnight and into your day tomorrow as well. Today's not not so bad temperature-wise. It's tomorrow that will be our colder day. Winds this morning gusting out of the southwest around 20 kilometers an hour, but those will pick up speed into the late part of your afternoon as well. So a bit of a windier overnight in the forecast for us and later on this afternoon. Temps today reaching a high of 1. Not too bad temperature-wise. Fairly mild afternoon for us and a little bit above the norm. 0 in Gatineau, -4 in Mont-Tremblant. And over the next couple of days, cooler conditions, especially tomorrow. -12 is the daytime high, overnight dropping all the way to -20 as we head into the weekend forecast. Slightly warmer for Saturday, not so bad. 0 is the high. Then next week, Sunday, right through into the middle of the work week next week, bitter cold temperatures on the way.
Weather brought to you by Yegendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
On your roads, nothing major to report. We are collision free, which is good news. Just seeing irregular volume east to west right now. It's a little bit heavy from the split into downtown. Westbound lanes and eastbound still heavy into Nicholas this morning.
Oh, it just looks delicious. Look at the array of food here. We are in for a treat with Roberto's Corner. I've got Angelina and Roberto, and here they are, a father-daughter duo here. You cannot mess with these two here. This is really wonderful. I saw you both getting things ready.
Yeah.
Dad, can you tell me about the restaurant Roberto's Corner?
Well, we do everything we make everything homemade. We use quality ingredients.
Yeah.
We use we put love to whatever we make. We put everything into it.
That's so great. Tell me about the menu, Angelina.
Yeah,
So we have quite a wide variety at our store. We have about 17 sandwiches now.
Look at this.
We have so many traditional pastas that we've learned from my dad's parents, my nonna and my
your
nono.
nono and nonna. Yeah.
They carry a deep place with this restaurant for sure. Especially the arancini. A lot of their recipes originated from them.
Oh,
and they're
okay.
truly made with love. So he's right about that.
We are all hugging here and holding hands here, but I'm going to stop that so you can point out what you have.
No
but
problem.
That was such a lovely moment. I felt the love.
I did
really
too.
did.
I did
Thank
too.
you.
Okay, so I'll start off with the star of the show, which is always our sandwiches.
Your sandwiches are amazing. I've heard about them.
So I only brought some of them here.
Okay.
Obviously, we have more. So I'm going to start with this one here on the far left is going to be our Italian trio. This is our number 7. It is our most popular actually at our store. Our next one here is going to be our prosciutto cotto. It's like an Italian ham. And then this one here is going to be our Genoa salami. And then the far one on the right is going to be our capicolo, which is actually mine, under my name. So,
really?
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, and when you ordered the sandwich, I mean, what's the size of it? Is that the size?
Yeah, so they're just one bun. It's a Portuguese bun.
Oh, nice.
And then it's really up to the customer. Like they can completely design it however they want.
No way, really?
Yeah, it's not limited to any of our toppings. If they don't want something specific, they're more than welcome to substitute it out.
Okay,
yeah,
Roberto of Roberto's Corner. Can you tell me about the pasta on the menu? Like I'm seeing the lasagna there that looks so hearty. Looks amazing.
It's a homemade pasta. We make the pasta in-house.
Nice.
And the meat sauce, the tomato sauce, we make everything from
homemade from scratch.
And we layer it in
Yeah.
bechamel sauce, Parmesan cheese sauce, layer pasta, keep on going high.
Any recipes coming from your nono or nona?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single thing. It's all originated from them, truly.
Man, I love that.
Yes.
Okay, listen, you've got soups as well. You've got desserts.
Yes.
I've got somebody here, a taste tester.
Okay.
He is known as the Your Morning Ottawa taste tester.
All right.
Okay, he comes in, he starts rubbing his hands together. His name is Jerry.
Okay,
and
hi, Jerry.
So we got sandwiches here. Which one would you like him to try? He'll try anything.
Anything.
Okay, well, our cannolis are made in kitchen. All the other ones you see
Should I try the
here,
cannoli?
Oh,
I would say do a cannoli, I would say.
And you make that in-house?
Yeah, so our cannolis are actually with the ricotta and mascarpone filling. There's real cheese in there. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Okay, what's it like working with Dad?
Honestly, people might think it's a pain in the butt, but I'm really grateful. Like, I love working for him. I love the environment, the space we've created.
Oh, man.
It's truly, like he said, it's really love. My grandparents being there, making the arancini homemade in front of customers.
Gosh, grandparents are there as well.
They're always there.
Yeah.
And it's something you can't really replicate. So,
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of love in all this food here. Are you loving the cannoli,
It's
Jerry?
absolutely delicious.
Good.
But I feel
glad.
like I'd be missing out if I didn't try the sandwich as well.
Okay,
You gotta
grab
try
a sandwich. Grab a sandwich
You
there.
could do that one. Is our number 7, our Italian trio.
There you go. Take a sandwich there.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
This and that.
He started with dessert, which is fine.
Yeah, that's
and
okay.
now he's got a sandwich. Oh, look at all that meat. It does look hearty. And the bread is amazing.
Super good.
Okay.
Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Which is
perfect.
That's wonderful.
And again, you can put whatever you want. I didn't really put sauce on that one, but we have so many different sauce options at the store.
Oh,
so.
wow. Roberto's Corner. We're so glad that you guys could come by. You're at 1034 Pleasant Park Road.
134 Pleasant Park.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Roberto's Corner if you want any more information. Thank you so much, Angelina and Roberto. You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. If you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on Your Morning Kitchen, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. It's 8:43. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. A cloudy and a little bit foggy morning for you. We'll be right back after this.
Ask the Expert, brought to you by O.J. Hollingsworth.
All right, it is time to Ask the Expert with O.J. Hollingsworth. If you have any questions, we want to hear them. You can live phone in at 613-789-6559, extension 2803, or you can email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca to get in touch either for today's segment or any questions for O.J. Hollingsworth down the line. And it is time to Ask the Expert with O.J. Hollingsworth. Joining me now is Brenda Hollingsworth, who is here to answer your questions about personal injury law. And today, we're talking about slips and falls during the winter months. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And it's perfect timing because temperatures have fallen, I feel like on a dime.
Yeah, it's really cold.
And now, yeah, it's really cold, and we're starting to see that. So let's go over from the basis. If you have a slip and fall accident at this time of year, what's the first thing that you should do?
Yeah, so obviously your medical condition comes first, and that's always sort of to be understood. If you can't do these things because you are too injured, don't worry about it. You still may have a case. But while you're on the ground, if you can really notice what caused you to fall, that makes such a difference to your case, because a lot of times people's feet go out from under them or they fall forward on their wrist and they kind of lose track of like what actually caused me to fall. Was it a patch of ice? Was it a pothole that was full of ice? Was it snow covering the ice that you didn't see? But it's really important that you try to figure it out, because you're going to have to explain somebody's negligence. And if you don't say what caused it, it can be difficult.
So, so look around too, make sure you're doing okay, because a lot of the times too, Brenda, when we see something like this happen, it might not be a right away feeling, but then from the slip and fall, maybe you have after effects. Is that something to be thinking about when you do have a fall?
Yes, for sure. I would say, like, if you break your wrist, you probably know. If you break your hip, you definitely know, because you probably can't get up. But a lot of times people walk away with broken ankles. And it can be, we've had people like a week thinking that their ankle is too swollen. They go to the hospital and they say, well, we can't really tell on an x-ray, it's too swollen. And so definitely, especially with an ankle, if you're not getting answers, go back for a second x-ray, because we often get second x-ray proof of fractures.
Right, so from the get-go, it's just always important to document evering that you have right from the get-go, because that might have your claim get approved, or you just might get into some trouble. So that's the number one thing you should do.
Yeah, going to the doctor after any accident, like physio, yes, chiro, yes, psychologist, yes, but you must go to a doctor.
Okay, all right, Brenda, we're going to continue this conversation after the break. Today we're talking about slip and falls, who's liable, what you should do. If you have a question on this topic, I mean, it is that time of year. Brenda and I talking. It's getting cold.
It's cold.
It's getting slippery. You can send us your questions. Call us or email yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Brenda joins us today. We'll be right back after a couple of breaks.
Ask the Expert, brought to you by O.J. Hollingsworth.
And we are back with Ask the Expert with O.J. Hollingsworth. Here's their contact information. If you have any questions from today's segment or something about that you're dealing with at home, this is how you get a hold of them. 613-233-4529. You could also email them info@ahinjurylaw.com. Their website is up there. They're on 1443 Woodruff Avenue, at 304 O'Connor Street if you have any questions. We are talking today about slip and fall accidents. We have Brenda joining us this morning. We are talking about what to do and initially, take some photos, especially the area surrounding you. But then what happens when it comes to you're actually injured and you need to provide some notice? That's really important.
Yeah, so notice is the single most treacherous part of a slip and fall claim. In Ontario, there's some really short notice periods. Everybody knows that there's things called limitation periods, but notice periods are even shorter. So that is where you have to give written notice to the owner of the property that you have fallen and been injured and that you might bring a claim. Your claim doesn't have to be all ready, but you have to give them written notice. So for some government properties, like a sidewalk, the notice period can be 7 days or 10 days. So super, super short. For private property, like if you slip at a shopping mall in the parking lot, it's 60 days. So still pretty short. And a lot of times we hear from clients, well, I didn't give notice, but the guy knows because I fell on his property. Doesn't matter, it has to be written notice. And so do that. Like even before you phone a lawyer, do that. And if it's a government property, if you Google, give notice to the city of whatever city, it'll come up how to do it, and it's usually a portal that you can send, or you can send an email, or you can drop it off at City Hall, but you have to give written notice. If you hire us really quick, we'll do it, but often, 7 days, you might not, if you're injured, you might not be in your lawyer's office within 7 days, so you want to do it.
It's so quick that can happen too. So
Yeah.
I think from what you just stated too, regardless of whether it's government or private property, just go on that week window just to make sure you're being as safe as possible.
That's right, and it's sometimes hard to tell what's public property, what's private property. Sometimes we give notice to 3 or 4 people and we'll sort it out later. If you've missed the notice period though, don't give up, because there can be excuses, there can be reasonable excuses, and if we can make that work for you, we definitely will.
Okay, so Brendan, we've talked about the steps that you should take with the notice, with getting the photos. Then as the lawyer, from your standpoint, how do you prepare for a case like that?
Yeah, so the main thing in slip and fall cases is usually proving that there was negligence. So, what was the condition? So was there ice? And was it reasonable that there was ice? Like, we live in Ottawa. There's going to be ice. No matter who you are, there's going to be ice sometimes, and the law doesn't expect you to be perfect. The law expects you to be reasonable. So that does mean that, you put salt down. Even if you don't like salt, or you think it's not environmental or not good for your pets, you have to put some kind of grit. And, in an ideal world, especially if you're a business owner, you want to write down when you put it down. You want to have a record so that you can show. Because if you can't prove, if the person who's injured says, I slipped and there was no grit, and the owner can't prove that they applied grit, or they had a contractor whose job it was to apply grit, you're going to be in a tough position. Now, most of the time, you'll have insurance.
Yeah.
Your insurance will respond, but they're looking for you as the property owner for the evidence. They don't create the evidence, so you want to keep track of what you do, and you want to do it, faithfully.
So many things to think about.
Oh, yeah.
This is why it's so great to have you here, because I feel like just on slip and falls alone, we could talk about this so much. But we appreciate your time, at least for now. But we are going to give people an opportunity if they want to continue that conversation. But we always appreciate you coming in with us.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot.
So slip and falls, we still have much more to cover. So if you want to contact OJ Hollingsworth to continue that conversation or something else that's going on in your world, you can call them, 613-233-4529. Email info@ahinjurylaw.com. Their website is up on there. And again, thank you so much, Brenda, for joining us
Thanks
this morning.
for having me.
Rosie, Melissa, back over to you guys.
Such great information, especially this time of the year. I was saying, we've been getting a lot of packages into our front door, so it's been very important to keep that area nice and salted and clear. Yeah. My husband told me I just need to stop ordering packages.
Yeah, this time of year it's a little hard.
Yeah,
I can
that's
understand
right.
that.
That's right.
Okay, so it's very cold out there right now.
Yeah, cold out there this morning. This afternoon, not so bad. We'll sit at 1 degree into your day ahead, so that's actually a little bit above normal. We are expecting some scattered flurries later on this afternoon. Tomorrow's the bitter cold day. Look at that daytime high, -12 for your afternoon, -20 overnight. So chilly tomorrow. That's going to make Friday not seem so bad at -5. And then next week, again, the cold snap continues from Sunday in through Wednesday. bitter cold temps on the way. This is like something I typically, forecast in January, not beginning of December.
Minus 12 will be the high tomorrow. We are forewarned. All right, that's all from us here at CTV Your Morning Ottawa for your Wednesday, December 3rd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Take good care.